Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Kingston taxi driver missing. The Rockford police in East Kingston are seeking the public's help in finding 56-year-old Spencer Carlin, taxi operator of Hislop Avenue, Kingston 2, who has been missing since Friday, September 2nd. He is of brown complexion, slim build, and about 5 feet 5 inches tall. Reports are that Carlin was last seen leaving home about 12:10 a.m. and was seen going into a parked vehicle. His mode of dress was a black t-shirt, blue jeans pants, and a pair of colored sneakers. He has not been seen or heard from since. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Spencer is asked to contact the Rockford police at 876-922-2941, the police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. Teen among two gunned down in Olympic Gardens. A teen boy was among two males who were shot and killed in Olympic Gardens, St. Andrew on Sunday evening. The gun attack happened along Warden Crescent, which is located off Bay Farm Road in the community. Residents reported that explosions were heard sometime before 8 o'clock and the police were summoned. On arrival, the two were found suffering from gunshot wounds. The scene was cornered off by police investigators. Man dies after being hit by taxi in Trelawney. A man died in Trelawney yesterday after being hit by a taxi in the vicinity of the Martebray overpass. The deceased has been identified by his alias Akiman. The incident happened around 11:30 a.m. It is reported that the deceased was walking along Market Street in Falmouth when he was hit by the taxi, which was heading south. The injured man was assisted to hospital by the police. He subsequently succumbed. His death brings the total for the number of persons who have died in Trelawney in road crashes since last Wednesday. Dismembered body found in motor vehicle on Mona Road. The dismembered remains of a man was found in a motor vehicle on Mona Road in St. Andrew in the wee hours of Sunday morning. The grisly discovery was made in the vicinity of the University of the West Indies Mona campus. Police had gathered at the scene. 3 men arrested after firearm ammunition seized in Rockford, Kingston. 3 men were arrested on Friday, September 3rd in connection with the seizure of a firearm and 2 rounds of ammunition by the Kingston Eastern Police. The illegal gun and ammunition were seized during an operation along Windward Road. Reports are that about 9:30 p.m., a team of officers was on patrol when the police observed 3 men standing along the roadway. The men were accosted and searched, and a Smith & Wesson 9mm pistol and a magazine containing 2 9mm cartridges were seized. The men were taken into custody, however, their identities are being withheld pending further investigations. Westmoreland man convicted of murder Negril couple. Detectives in Westmoreland have been commended for their superiors following Friday's handing down of a guilty verdict in the case against Jermaine Levy, who was accused of murdering a couple at their home in West End Negril in the parish 2019. Levy's trial lasted for 9 weeks in the Westmoreland Circuit Court. At the end of the trial, he was found guilty of 1 count of murder and 1 count of manslaughter. His case is to be transferred to the Home Circuit Court where sentencing is scheduled for September 16. 52-year-old Osborne Richards and 48-year-old Patricia Bezico Richards were found dead in their West End Negril home on November 29, 2019. Detectives at the time responded to reports of gunfire heard in the community and found the couple shot to death inside their home. Husband and wife among 6 road users killed last week. Another 6 road users, including a husband and wife, perished in motor vehicle crashes during the week of August 27 to September 2nd, according to the latest weekly statistics provided by the Road Safety Unit RSU on Friday. Their deaths pushed to 315 the number of people killed in 274 fatal crashes as of Friday, September 2nd. The latest victims include 2 motorcyclists, a pedestrian, 1 driver of a public passenger vehicle, 1 driver of a commercial motor vehicle, and a commercial motor vehicle passenger. The driver and passenger of the commercial motor vehicle were a husband and wife team. According to a police report, Tommy McCook, 50-year-old, was driving a Toyota Hiace bus with his 49-year-old wife, Annette Brown McCook, as a passenger along the North Coast Highway in Brocco, Trelawney, about 1:30 p.m. on September 1, when they collided with a Toyota Coaster bus driven by 63-year-old Neville Johnson. A Honda motor car was also involved in the accident. The McCooks and Johnson died as a result of injuries they sustained in the crash, while up to 22 passengers from the coaster bus were injured. The police reported that Tommy was transporting his wife home following her dialysis treatment, when in an attempt to avoid a crash with another vehicle, he reportedly lost control of the van and slammed head-on into the Toyota coaster bus that was transporting staff to work at Ocean Court Spring Hotel in Trelawney. According to one of the hotel workers, Johnson tried desperately to avoid the collision and drove the coaster bus onto the soft shoulder. Meanwhile, the RSU is reporting that fatal crashes have decreased by 4%, while fatalities have decreased by 2% when compared to the similar period in 2021. Pedestrians currently account for 19% of the road users killed as of September 2nd, while motorcyclists account for 27% and private motor vehicle drivers 22%. Private motor vehicle passengers accounted for 15% of the fatalities, while the group classified as most vulnerable road users, pedestrians, pedal cyclists, motorcyclists, and pillion riders, account for 53% of road deaths since the start of the year. Males continue to make up 85% of all road users killed, with females accounting for 15%. Send my husband's body. Frustrated that she had heard nothing since she signed a paper authorizing an autopsy on her farm worker husband, Marcia Yap is pleading for answers. Her husband of 15 years, Gavin Yap, died on a Canada farm work on August 14 in what she has believed to be described as a job-related accident. An investigation was launched into his death. Right now, I don't know if they have done the autopsy on my husband. From I signed the paper, nobody has reached out to me to say yes, the autopsy is done. They were there pushing and prodding, wanting me to sign this thing, the distraught woman told reporters from a friend's veranda last Thursday. The paperwork, she said, also gave the go-ahead for her husband's body to be released to a funeral home. In the early stages after her husband's death, Yap said she was contacted on a number of occasions by different individuals. These included Minister of Labour and Social Security Carl Sumuda and other representatives from the ministry, as well as the firm where my husband was working in Canada. During those talks, she said she was officially informed that her husband died when a section of the clothing got caught in a machine and he was squeezed to death. In a release on August 16, the Labour Ministry expressed deep sadness at Gawin Yap's death. It also said Sumuda had spoken with Yap's widow by phone from his store on farms in Canada, and assurance was given that the ministry would provide continued support. However, Marcia Yap told reporters that the ministry's promise that it would be there for her in her time of need has not been kept. I was the one that had to reach out to the social worker to ask him to send grief counselors because I wanted somebody to talk to. He eventually sent 2 persons on Monday, August 29, she said. Hoping for closure, she wants to lay her husband to rest. She said she has been left with several unanswered messages asking someone she only knows at Mrs. Gardner from the farm working program to get in touch with her to discuss the way forward. I don't know what is going on. I need to find out what is going on, the grieving widow lamented. She told reporters that she and her stepdaughter had unsuccessfully explored getting emergency visas to go to Canada to get answers for themselves. All we asked of the Ministry of Labour was that they assist us in getting emergency visas to go to Canada. They went around and beat around the bush, and they were not forthcoming, Yap stated. She said she had raised the issue with Sumuda during their August 16 phone conversation. I also asked about the process of the autopsy. It is similar to Jamaica? He said he was not aware, but said he would find out and would get back to me. He would have gotten in touch with me, since I haven't heard anything from him, she claimed. Efforts to apply for a visa using an invitational letter received from a friend hit a snag because she does not have a death certificate for her husband. It is needed to complete the application, she said. Yap, she said, has also been left confused and concerned by a conversation she had with Peter Van Berlo, Sr., president of the family-run Berlo Best Farm in Norway County, where her husband had worked for more than 3 decades. She noted that while Van Berlo Sr. expressed condolence, a question he posed about her husband's health left her upset. He was saying that my husband was like a son to him, and he's wondering if he had a medical condition. Now that got me upset, because all we know, if they have medical conditions, they cannot go on farm work because they have to go through the medical process. So I said no, you and I both know my husband has no medical condition Yap related. According to Yap, her husband worked at the same farm for 34 or 35 years as a farmhand. He operated and repaired heavy machinery. The lack of information and uncertainty about when she will be able to bury him is taking a toll. She has not yet been sleeping and rarely eats and said she has no idea if she'll be able to do her job as a teacher at Malden High School when the new school year begins today. However, I can go into a stressed environment with the stress that I am going through, she bemoaned. Nobody is calling. The boss has not called me again, so I don't know what is going on. I am frustrated. I am crying. I don't know what is going on, said Yap. When contacted, a social worker whose number the widow provided, he could not provide a response on the matter and referred question to the Minister of Labour and Social Security Head Office. When contacted on Friday, the Ministry's Communications Unit asked for an email question. Up to press time, there was no reply to queries submitted. Yap, meanwhile, is begging the local authorities to reach out to her. I want them to tell me what is going on and to send my husband's body here so I can bury him as he ought to be buried, she appealed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell.